recording. Hello. How long has that been recording for? Anyway, maybe it's the same recording. I mean, today it took me 4 minutes. That's not too bad. Anyway. I hate fucking being on camera. It looks different to in real life. Disgusting. Anyway, I need a better quality camera, I guess. Or to be... Don't say that. That's not funny. That's just silly. It's bad. It's annoying. Okay, now I have to go back to what I was saying. Because remember, you know what you're talking about? You just have a camera next to you now. Okay. Well, I sure did have an opinion. It was very great. I knew what I was saying, but I've forgotten it now. I can't say it. It's out of my head. It only happens when it happens. I might have to set the camera up a different time and say probably something very similar. It was something about something. It's all about the family line. The reason why we're here. The correct way to go about your problems. And knowing your place within the tree of society. The societal tree. The point of knowing yourself is to know about society. You know, because we're all a big piece. We're all little pieces. So to understand oneself is to understand us all. I know the family tree, the societal tree needs to grow. You know, someone's not getting enough sun. Not enough nutrients. Maybe you should face that. You know, this shadow side. You want to cast a shadow on yourself. That's already been done enough times. We don't need to continue to do it. It's impossible. It has to stop. That's how it works. It's just better that it's a choice instead of it stopping on its own. That's when chaos begins. Hence why chaos can have a healthy aspect to it. Because it is quite natural to be chaotic. You know, it's quite honest to be chaotic. The only problem is that you don't want the only reason for why you're honest to be only because you're crazy. You know, honesty is a good value to have. You don't want it to be that, oh, I'm so chaotic that I'm honest. That's one way to be honest, but it's not very reliable. In this time period, though, it is. You can just be chaotic and that works. But you must, as you've noticed, though, it's something you keep up with. It's something you have to be dedicated to being chaotic. Because you keep changing your mind. So, you see how that's actually quite stable? I'm sure someone will figure out a way to make it not stable. But the irony is that they don't really have the choice, because again, it has to figure itself out. There's no other way for it to work. Because what else would chaos do? Don't ask that question. I'm sure it actually could cause issues. Oh no, it actually can. I don't want to talk about that. I'm talking about solutions. I'm not going to talk... Okay, the option for it to be really bad is there. But I don't think that will happen because no one will be able to keep up. There's too many people who remember. There are people who want to be listened to, and even if you're chaotic, you might hyper-focus. You know, that's a bit healthy. You will hyper-focus and it will be very healthy, and then you won't be able to help it but to remember what you knew when you were hyper-focused. And you'll keep it with you afterwards. And then you won't be as chaotic anymore, and that will just continue to happen until you're chilled. At least that happened to me. I was just chaotic until through the things I collected, through being chaotic, I started to chill out because I found what I was looking for many times. And now it's like a process. But to discover the process, though, was chaos. It was chaos until I found the pattern, you know, dedicated to the pattern, I guess you could say. Devotion, devoted to the pattern. My pattern. My patterns. Not, you have different patterns. Actually. That would depend. That just fucking depends. Okay, fine, that just depends. Anyway, this is just the murmur of the outside of the door to the castle. I'm just repeating it. I can hear it. The door's behind me, and I'm just leaning on the door, and I'm just little murmurs, little opinions about something. I have the ear to the castle because I can hear it. I'm at the doorway, listening to the conversation, to the discussions. I can hear the discussions. I'm listening. Little murmurs. Very important details. Very important details. Oh, I can recognize what I'm saying because I'm looking at myself. Okay, I gotta hear. I gotta say something good. Something worthwhile. You know, the first thing that comes to my mind now that I'm looking at myself in the mirror, purple. It's raining. I'm wearing a rain jacket. And I thought I would film myself in a rain jacket. Anyway, at least it's so shadowy in my room and the mirror's so dirty, you probably can't even tell what color that you're even looking at. It looks grey. But it's purple, obviously. But like, still ill. It doesn't match my skin tone. I'm irritated by anything that doesn't awaken my soul. I feel like, oh, I'm covered up or something. And it was fun manifesting this until I didn't want it. And I'm like, I was manifesting from a scarce mindset back then, and purple was like great. Now I know I'm specific about what kind of purple, so I wouldn't manifest just purple. I'll be more specific about the tone of purple anyway, so I was limited. Now I'm better. I don't just manifest raincoats. With that said, manifesting raincoats is very fucking important. Anyway, I want a velvet, maybe like lilac. Lilac doesn't fucking suit my skin tone. Anyway, I don't know what kind of purple. What one? Warm tones? I think I am a warm. Yeah, I am a warm tone. Oh, but sometimes it depends. I can wear cool tones. Sometimes. If I wear too many warm tones, it ruins it. You can tell that I'm like, you know, not branching out. Kind of like wearing black all the time. That's so typical. Oh, scared of color. White shirt and blue jeans. White shirt and blue jeans. I have blue jeans. I got 2 pairs. Yeah, but like ones that really fucking fit. I haven't tried them on yet, and they're probably still drying. I think I still have them hanging out. It's been very cold, so I don't always notice when like the clothing is actually dry. Because I'm like, oh, it's wet. It's not wet. It's just cold. You can take it in. It's been out there for like a whole week. It's probably cleansing itself out there in the wind. The winter wind cleansing my jeans. Oh, how the winter wind cleanses my jeans. But anyway, they fit me perfect. I should bring them indoors. Oh, look at me, I'm excited. Yeah, look at me, I'm excited. No, sorry. I don't want to unpack that. No, I do want to. Ooh. That's what I do. I unpack things within my mind, and it leads to other unpackages. If you're willing to unpack your mind, you're more. No. Sorry, it's very hard for me to open my mouth. I'm better at thinking. Not thinking, oh my god, no. No, I'm over that, I don't think. That is insulting when someone actually fucking thinks I'm like. When someone thinks you're the wrong kind of introvert, it's like you're just painting me wrong. That doesn't make sense. Don't look at me like that. That's not for me to understand, because it's not me. You need to, yes, anyway. I have to make myself very clear in the most subtle way possible. Which luckily, I don't even feel introverted anymore. I'm leaning into my extroversion. Because I believe, by the way, those are like places in your life. Or mind states. You can kind of switch between the two. Ambiverts, everyone's an ambivert. Anyway. Anyway, so basically, yes, anyway, I just like to be treading on the right. This is my advice for anyone who wants to be like more extroverted or like confident. It's about knowing what you're doing. Obviously there's also the advice, by the way, of like interacting with, anyway, there's lots of advice, by the way, but this is the advice that I'm giving. It's about, firstly, the fear of being seen. You have to be seen. So if you're willing to be seen through your actions, already that's kind of like the energy of being extroverted. You could even just stay here and just still be introverted. But if you're letting yourself be seen, people see you as a place. They see your place in your existence, because instead of it just being like some random quiet person, instead it's more like they can kind of see you because you're existing in the way you do. So the way you dress, the way you buy things, don't ever cover up buying things. Or let's say you have to go back to the same store 3 times. I know introverts fucking hate doing that. Do it. Let people recognize you in public. Anyway, this puts you in that energy of literally being able to engage, right? So this is the fear of being seen, right? So you let yourself be seen. But then step 2, it's knowing what you're doing and what you're saying. You don't actually have to think about how it relates to other people. It's just knowing what you're doing, and then whatever you're up against can kind of like interact with what you bring or whatever. So like kind of like jokes. You don't tell someone else's joke. You only ever tell your joke. So like for instance, let's say someone's like, or something relatable. Don't talk about something that you don't relate to. Only actually say what you relate to. So like, and knowing your place. So for instance, like if it's someone else's waters, you don't. There's no point in talking in someone else's waters, because you'll just confuse yourself. So like yeah, you just like talk about exactly what you actually are. So like you wouldn't tell a joke about, let me think of an example. You wouldn't tell a joke about a situation that you haven't been in. You could tell a joke about a situation that you have been in. You see? It's about talking about your actual experience, your actual understanding, your actual perspective. That's what will make you understand how to speak to people. Anyway. Yeah, and then letting yourself be seen. Those 2 together will make you an extrovert. Or make you just an introvert that's easier to talk to. Because you have a presence even if you're quiet. Because it'll make sense. Because people know what they're engaging with. They know what they're looking at, And the harsher it is, for me, it's very harsh. So depending on how harsh it is, the more you have to kind of be like this. You have to literally. I can't afford to dress down. Well, I can't afford to dress. Don't fucking say that. It's not even funny. Okay, I can't dress down. What I am up against, I have to be seen. It will bring up every single past thing that I don't want to be engaged with anymore. But if I'm being seen, there's nothing else to look at because people are already, they can know what I'm looking at. If I'm dressed down, people can paint me a certain way. People can judge me. But if I'm just being myself completely, they can't help but be in contrast to me because I'm in light. And if they're slightly in shadow, their shadows get triggered instead of mine. So I'm triggering your shadow. I don't need my shadow to be triggered. I already understand myself very well and I'm confident. It's silly if I was insecure, because I'm not actually insecure, do you know what I mean? So I have to completely be myself. Even if I'm doing a bad job, it's better than fucking not, but like still do a good job. I just had a few fashion disasters. I just have to look at that and be like, okay, that happened. Moving on. It was just because I was wearing jackets that were too oversized because I had a scarce mindset. If it's a nice jacket, just don't buy it if it's not in your size. Just don't buy it. You will find another jacket to wear that you will actually wear. Anyway. Anyway. People can't judge me, I'm too sparkly. They feel judged. I'm not sparkly as today. I was sparkly yesterday though. Very sparkly. I was wearing a sparkly shirt and my eyeshadow was sparkly. Now it's smudged. And now I'm not wearing the sparkly shirt anymore. The sparkly shirt in question, anyway, it's still black. But look, it's black and it's sparkly, anyway. I'm so 1920s. You wouldn't understand. Anyway, more in a underworld way. 1970s? Silly? Oh, okay. Maybe. Anyway, I gotta start looking at the view, trying to stare at myself, because that's when I actually speak in a way that makes more sense. I don't know what to say to you today. I don't. What you looking at? What are you trying to see? What are you trying to say? I feel so soft-spoken right now. I don't know what to say. I've got the cleaning bug. I got the cleaning bug, sorry. I don't even know who I'm paying out. I'm just paying something out. You know what? I'm gonna actually pay myself out. Yesterday, I ordered the wrong thing, and I said something that made me sound so awkward. No. Oh, you want me to be nice to myself? No. It was awkward. I don't like how I said it. It sounded silly. It was something about sauce, because I had they're like, oh, it might be might be vegan or whatever, and I was like, oh no, I'm just vegetarian, whatever. And then they were like, oh, so yes to the sauce then? I was like, yes, I love sauce. I don't like the way I said it. I don't like it. I shouldn't have said that. It felt wrong. I didn't like the people that I was around. I didn't like how I said it. I should have said it more confidently. If I was really going to say something that's silly, I should have at least said it with more conviction. You should have said it with more conviction. Why did you say it like that? You should say it, just say it something differently, or already assert yourself in the first place, so that by the time you're talking and saying things, you'll already kind of be saying what you actually feel. And I felt this. It's like, when you warm up to a conversation, and then by the end of the conversation, you're actually speaking honestly, but then the conversation's over. It's like the cafe, you're talking to someone at a cafe, and it's only when you leave that you actually start speaking and actually saying jokes and actually being yourself. It's like, oh, it took me the whole fucking 2 hours for me to be myself. Just fucking begin it that way, silly. Without, like, just begin it that way. You just have to begin it that way. What if I were to tell you a random little tip, little trick? If you begin something a certain way, just like right in the beginning, for the rest of the day or for the rest of that hour, whatever location you're at or whoever you're talking to, for the rest of that hangout, it will be easier for you to keep that up because of that one thing you do at the beginning. In general, you've made yourself known, whether that be through simply just sitting on the couch more confidently, whether it be literally straight up being the first one to say something. Don't make it a challenge, though. Do not challenge people with that. If you're going to be assertive, don't make it a challenge. It's weird. Assertiveness it's more just about it being sure. It's not about competition. That's weird to do this constantly in, like, social dynamics. It's just weird. And it's fucking annoying. No one wants that, especially if people are hanging out. Anyway, you have to make it funny or something if you're actually going to be competizing. New word, competizing. Anyway, you know what I mean. Basically, you just have to be sure of yourself, whether that be sitting confidently or letting yourself sit smallly if that's what you want. But again, though, it's about doing what you want and beginning it that way. For the rest of the hangout, in general, you've already made yourself known, so subconsciously, everyone kind of leaves space for you to exist. So, but if you kind of like back away the whole time because you began it that way, you have to keep kind of going against that, and then you kind of feel like you can never really go against it. And this is where you get people who are just kind of feel like they're almost stuck in, like, I can't be myself. And it's like, because you have to begin it that way so that you leave space for yourself to exist. Because people need to realize, people need to realize what they're engaging with very quickly, very early on. Obviously, you can still warm up, by the way. You can actually switch specifically, actually slightly afterwards. This can happen in the middle of a conversation. Someone can randomly open up and then it adjusts. As soon as you adjust, it adjusts. This is a little bit temperamental, but you can do it. You can literally just start talking differently, change the energy. If you have realized that you've started on the wrong foot, you can just continue. Whether it be in assertiveness or whether it just be within being calm. You can do this calmly or assertively. Both of these work. Just depending on your personality. Don't try and make yourself confident if you're not on that. It's just like if you're that way, or if you're a calm person, or whether you're confident. If you change the dynamic, you can change the dynamic. You can change the dynamic in a dominant way, or you can change the dynamic in a passive way. Both of these work. So if you're a passive person, don't force dominance onto yourself. That doesn't make any sense. You're supposed to control the dynamic through the fact that you're not engaging. It's about what you're not engaging with. That controls the dynamic. It's like an unspoken no. And dominance is like an unspoken... I don't want to say that. I'm going to word it differently. It's like a spoken yes, actually. Oh, there you go. Passiveness is an unspoken no. Dominance is a spoken yes. Oh my god, that sounded so like... sorry. I'm talking about conversations. You can make it about that if you want to. I'm not fucking talking about that. I'm talking about day conversation, not night conversation. I'm talking about afternoons and daytime. You can obviously, by the way, random tip, if you can flirt with people at daytime, it means you're sexier. If you can only flirt with people at nighttime, you're either really sexy or not. You disgust me. Someone needed to hear that. I think I'm the one who needs to hear that. Okay, fine, I'll flirt with people at daytime. You will. Do it. Have you ever? Like, really right now. Have you ever flirted with someone at daytime? Exactly, you can't even think of something off the top of your head. I'm calling the fucking police. I'm calling the fucking police. I have a human face and I talk. Meep. 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 Anyway. Well, this is a good fucking tryout video. Half-assed, I go fuck you, half-assed fucking video. Hey. Fucking excuse me. Half an ass, thank you.